Hey guys, so this is a very special stocks by request session because mainly we will focus on stocks that are predominantly related to the Pogo industry. So as you all know, while it's May 1 today, I'm making this video May 1. There were headlines, there were news items that stated that Pogo will resume operations because even in the midst of the lockdown, and they will try to follow very strict protocols, and as they follow very strict protocols as well, not I think they won't be fully operational. But this is something that's very controversial also to a lot of people. There will be some people who will be in favor of this because it brings revenue, it helps the real estate market. But in the same way also, some people don't like this because they're actually saying that it has to be fair for everyone, that if there's a lockdown, there's a lockdown, and there's a big contention that is Pogo part of the BPO industry or is it not. Anyways, this video is not all about, it's not about politics. It's not about me giving my opinion with regards to politics. This is just purely stock investing and stock trading. So when I say we're going to talk about Pogo stocks, it's mainly real estate companies that are connected to the Pogo industry, because as you all know, there's two ways that we could highly connect earnings from Pogo to the Philippines. Number one, as you all know, Pogos operate in offices, in office buildings, meaning it generates rent there. Secondly, also as part of the deal that they have for their Chinese employees, they send Chinese people here and they also provide for their lodging. And another direct way to be able to get revenue from Pogo is the rental income that they also get, that residential units get from these Pogo companies. And as you all know, also, it's what has driven prices higher, because suddenly people have started to buy even though the prices were higher, because they knew that they could have rented it out to the Chinese community at a higher price. So that being said, also I want to focus on areas where there's a lot of Pogo. One is the Bay Area, then another you can look at the Makati area, and we're gonna drill in more on that. So, looking at the Bay Area, one thing that came to mind is DMW, DM Wenceslao. I had the chance to also visit their facility. They toured us, no? So if you'll try to analyze the Bay Area, you have a portion there that's owned pretty much by SM. Then you have something that I think is owned by the government. Then you have the portion that's under DMW. So DMW, part of the biggest chunk of their assets is mainly on the Bay Area, and one of the things that has attributed to the value of the stock is because number one, land prices in that area has massively gone up, and if you have x number of assets or land area there multiplied by the appreciation of the land, then that's the value of what you can also impute as part of the company. Now, that being said, allow me to draw the support and resistance for DMW. You will see this, and this, and basically you can put a shorter, thinner range, and this here. And if you'll allow me to draw the trend also, you will see this. So you can basically see that DMW still, from a trend perspective, you had the high here at 11. Allow me to zoom out so you have better context. So even if we'll extend this downtrend here, you'll basically see that that the high of April 2019 was around the 12.3 mark. Then it had another a lower high here at around the 11.48 mark. Then another lower high here at 10.3. So this is a depiction of a downtrend. When you see highs, let me draw this. When you see highs start to get lower and lower and lower again. So let's continue to where we are right now. So from this downtrend, you also see this main support level. If you've been watching the previous videos that I created, you will see that there's a tipping point. And after that tipping point, you see the stock start to go down. You also see that as they are below the moving averages, every time it pushes below that, you see that boom. When for those who attended our Stock Smart sessions, you know, when all of those moving averages come together and it breaks down massively, then you have a very, 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 very large movement down. The same is true here. It got confirmed by the MACD. So the sell signal here and here all confirmed each other very, very well. But that being said, as of today, the 200-day moving average, the 100-day moving average, and the 50-day moving average are all bearish. And these are all the resistances that we've plotted based on past prices that it produced. So please remember, in breaking the resistance, I noted that in the book that certain areas of support in the past become certain areas of resistance, especially if the support gets broken down from the area that caused it to be protected is now the area that's causing it to be blocked. Now, from a quick trading standpoint, and I've mentioned this also in the previous videos, you will notice how consistent the market is in general, that for the short term, right now, we're seeing the market start to consolidate after the large drop, March 2, all the way to March 20, around March 20, the market from March 20 to where we are now sitting on a 1 month consolidation, 1 month sideways move. You have 6 pesos as the major area where a lot of buying started to happen. Then the next support level is at the 6.6 level, followed by the resistance at the 7.27 level. So you have 6.6 support, then you have this resistance level. So from that area, no, from a bounce from 6.6 to 7.27, you have a 9.6% upside. So that being said, allow me to zoom in so you also see it better. From this perspective, if it continues on, it breaks out from the 20-day moving average, which is also denoting that currently it's below it. Currently, it's telling us that it's bearish. But if you also notice the line, it's flat, noting that there's no upward momentum, confirming the consolidation pattern that we're having right now. But this is the possible trajectory of it. Breakout from the 7.3 level, 7.26 level could possibly bring it here to the 8.65 level. Now we have a larger upside, primarily because the breakdown was very, very fast. Again, if a breakdown is fast, it fails to develop support levels. As it fails to develop support levels, the tendency is as it fails to develop that, when it starts to rebound or it starts to retrace or it starts to go back up again, suddenly, since there was no supports that were built, there will also be no resistances on the flip side. So that's a possible upside if it breaks out from the 7.25 to 7.30 level. It could go back to 8.6, which, as you all know, this is the tipping point that caused the massive breakdown. This is also where the 100-day moving average is, and this is where the trend line also will lie. And it's still way below the 200-day moving average. That being said, if over the next few days the 6.6 level does not hold, then we may see a retracement back to the 6.1 level for the stock. Now, another company in the Bay Area that, as you all know, it's not just it has a combination of office spaces and also residential spaces that are highly connected to Pogo is SM Prime. So as you all know, SM Prime also is their malls are basically closed. So a big revenue driver of SM Prime is not just their condo units and not just their business centers. It's also them as a mall operator. And if you look at this, it's very, very consistent also to how DMW looks. If you notice all of the moving averages and the MACD, they're also all bearish. If you notice this also, the trend line is still there. We haven't seen our reversal yet for SM Prime Holdings. That being said, the moving averages, same as DMW, they're currently bearish as of this video. The only thing going for it from a moving average perspective is that it's above the 20-day moving average. Now, the support level, I'll try to draw almost the same projection as DMW. You have the major support right now at 23.25. You have the current support at 23.27. And then you have the current resistance at around the 31.66 level. This is a 16.3 to 17% upside. It's now currently close to the resistance. That being said, if you see SM Prime over the next few days start to go down, regardless of what news you see. That's why, guys, I'll say this over and over. Now, the reason why I love technical analysis is basically you don't have to look at news, you don't have to speculate, you don't have to look at friends, you don't have to have a herd mentality. You can do everything on your own. All you need is to learn the right principles. All you need is to create your own strategy based on your own timeline, and then you're set. But please remember, of course, you still have to practice. You have to do your due diligence. You have to build that skill. But that being said, if SM Prime does not go up over the next few days, it's because in its short-term consolidation, in its range, in its sideways move, it's already close to the 31.65 support, resistance. So that being said, if a sell down would happen, it could do two things. Number one, go back. Let me zoom in so you see it better here. Uh, it could possibly go back as close as it can to the 20-day moving average. And if you notice it, it's right smack in the middle also of the downtrend line. Then if it continues its movement downward, possible trajectories, it goes back here to the 27.5 level as well. So possible downside if it does not hold is it goes back to the 20-day moving average. If it goes back to the 20-day moving average, you have a 5.4% downside. If it goes back to the support level, you have a 13.7% upside. So that being said, similar to DMW, medium to long-term trend is still down. Short-term trend is it starting already to consolidate. So let's see, allow me to update you until we actually see something happen for this particular stock. Now, also for SM Prime, one thing to watch out for, if it breaks out this from the 31.9 to 32 level, one thing I'd like to consider is it must break out also from the 50-day moving average for it to have something that's pretty much legit. A breakout from this 50-day moving average will bring the stock close to the 100 and 200-day moving average, which I believe there could be a resistance that could possibly block it as well. That being said, also, another thing that you must consider is if it tries to go to a 27, I mentioned that that's a support level. However, if this support level does not hold and you bought, please learn how to cut, especially for trading, because the downside could bring it back to the 23 peso level. It's very, very important, and I'll never stop saying this every time I talk about technical analysis. Technical analysis is not forecasting. Technical analysis is not guessing. Technical analysis is not a guesstimate. Technical analysis basically is you looking at the charts and making risk management decisions that if the trade does not go your way, then you sell, you cut. If it's not favorable for you, you avoid. If it's favorable for you, you buy. If the sell signal is triggered, you sell. No matter how good the news is, if your sell signals get triggered, you sell, and that's how it's important. It's all about what conditions you set. It's all about how you set those conditions so you get to trade the markets with confidence, and that's what matters the most. And please, these are not stock picks. If you're just gonna listen to this and you want stock picks, I'm not here to give you picks. I'm here to give you analysis, because it's this analysis that's gonna help you. Give a person fish, he'll go hungry. Give a person the ability to find fish, to learn how to fish, and they will live every day that they don't have to rely on you. I don't want you to rely on my channel. I want you guys to flourish massively on your own. I want you guys to do well. So there, let's look at a couple of more stocks that are connected also to the Pogo industry. We are at the 13-minute mark. Comment below, guys, if you're learning. Comment below if you are learning from this, if this is something that's beneficial for you, if this is something that's helping you. By the way, I didn't introduce myself. If you're new to the channel, my name's Marvin Germo, and I have two channels. This channel, my name, Marvin Germo, is where all of the stock market content is, and I have a second channel, which is in the description below, which is Marvin Germo Podcast. The difference between these two channels, this channel, the heart and the goal of this is to teach you that the stock market is an amazing asset class, that if it's done properly, it can help you generate cash via dividends as cash flow, or if you're after capital appreciation, it's one of the best long-term growth drivers for everyone that knows how to use it wisely and knows how not to rely on emotions. On the second channel, Marvin Germo Podcast, super appreciate it if you can subscribe to that also. The crux of that is there will be a lot of content there about real estate, about business, about success, about how to get rich, about personal finance stories, about people who came from nothing who are now millionaires, for people who are millionaires that lost everything also, and how they bounced back. That's the whole crux of that. So the second channel, the link is in the description. We're about to hit 2,000 subscribers for that channel, so I appreciate it if you could subscribe. Anyways, let's continue. One of the other companies that I note also, no, since Makati is predominantly Ayala, you have a lot of residential condos there, and you have buildings there as well. And if you notice it, there are some Ayala malls also. I've seen an Ayala mall in Alabang that has Pogo offices also. So that's a trigger also for it. So it's not just the difference between Pogos, no, is if you have to notice the how 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 people from China are. They like to be situated close to the city. And aside from them being situated close to the city, they also like to shop. They like to go to malls. They like an urban lifestyle. So if you notice how they situate the pogos, or they start maneuvering the pogos, it's highly connected to that. So this is Ayala Land. If you allow me to zoom out, you will also see this. It's pretty much the same, no? That if I try to connect this all together, you will see it pretty much still sloping down. It's still in a downtrend. But one thing is consistent, though. Similar to the other stocks that I showed you, this Ayala also is consolidating. You have a resistance level at the 33.5. You have a support level at the 28.54 level. As you can see also, it started to bounce already from the support level. So amazing, no? That's how I love technical analysis. The stock hit the resistance. After hitting the resistance, it went down. As it hit the support again, it started to bounce. So possible movement here is this. Because it's already close to the resistance at 32, if Ayala Land goes down, and then there will be either bad news or something else, or whatever reason that's there, don't be surprised, because everything you need to know is found in the charts. Everything you need to know is found on what technical analysis is telling you. And technical analysis is telling you that there are some people that will sell, that will take profits at the 33 peso level. So if they sell there, then the stock might go back here to the 28 peso level, because that's where the support is. If this does not hold, then the stock may retrace back again here. If it breaks out from that, it has a shot to move either here, 37 level, or at least attack the 100-day moving average at the 39 level. But rest assured, as we start to go there, medyo malayo pa yan, no? As we start to push towards that, that's possibly a 16 to 17% upside. As we start to push for that, I'll keep updating you. And Ayala Land naman is one of the most requested stocks in our stocks by request also. But if you notice it, it's very consistent, similar to the index, DMW, SM Prime, Ali, pretty much still in their downtrends, but they've started to consolidate. I want to add Megaworld to the mix, Meg. Comment below, guys, if you guys have other stocks that you want me to analyze also. Put them in the comment section, put the stock, and then hashtag stocks by request. So we'll make videos on top of that. If you have other questions in connection to Pogo, just put your question below, then put hashtag ask Marvin, then I'm gonna make a video on top of that. If you're asking about the property market, how will it go? I have a video on that 15% of the value of the property market may go down. It's in one of my previous videos before this. We also have Miko Baranda of Lechu Property Specialist who talked about the impact of the office spaces on property stocks as well. Then I'll have more videos on this topic, no, because I know a lot of people are concerned. A lot of stock investors also who own property stocks are a bit concerned on this. Now, for Megaworld, as you all know, let me give you some of their projects in Metro Manila. You have their project near the airport area, the Newport area, then they have Eastwood, then you have McKinley Hill, then you have Uptown also. So Megaworld primarily, they were one of the pioneers for a lot of the BPO offices and residential spaces as well. So if you look at Megaworld, same thing, same look, same progression. If you connect this, same, boom, massive downtrend, massive. 200, 150-day moving averages are also bearish. If you look at how it looks, similar to DMW, similar to Meg, similar to Ali, similar to the index, similar to SM Prime, it's also consolidating. Main support level is 1.87. Main resistance right now is 3.02. The difference lang from the other stocks is Meg is also below the 20-day moving average. Main support level is at the 2.5 level for Meg. So if you notice it, current projection, current progression for the stock, if it bounces next week, if the 2.5 level will hold, the possible narrative is target price is around 18.5. If this 2.5 level does not hold, possible downside will be at the 26 level. From a trend perspective, it's still pushing down. You have majority of the indicators showing you that it's bearish. So if it bounces, then and it holds a 2.5 level, hold it as much as you can. Make sure if it does not break the 3 peso level to take profits. If this does not hold and you own the stock and you are a quick trader, again, I repeat it, you're a quick trader, 2.5 does not hold, then you get away from the stock, you cut your losses. Possible downside is 26%. It could go back to 1.9 pesos per share. And I'll say this over and over, since the Pogo is a sensitive issue, it's also a political issue. Check how people perceive this news item will also drive the price. If it becomes more negative, also that say China says they push their weight around and they say Philippines should not operate pogos and we comply and pogos leave, then it will batter a lot of the stock, especially sentiment wise. But if more and more Chinese companies come here to do pogo, then that becomes another upside, because again, property prices will go up. The things that cost it to go up a few months ago, last year, 2 years ago, will still remain. And again, as I said this in previous videos, that if other countries magtitipid sila, they'll probably go here in the Philippines and they'll try to outsource again, and that will benefit our property. That will benefit our property stocks also, because they will need offices and they will need residential areas as well, and more townships will be developed and will be built as well. So I hope you guys got a lot from this. Comment below if you learned from this video. We are the 21-minute mark. If you appreciate this, so would massively it would massively be an honor if you could like this video, as it allows the YouTube algorithm to show this video to more people. And I really, really want financial education, financial learning, the stock market to be something that's talked about. So if you got a lot of value from this, super appreciate it. Please like, please subscribe, and smash the bell so you get updated. For those who want to know more about all of this, I'm thinking of number one. Comment below. I'm thinking of making an online course about REITs, because I've gotten a lot of messages about REITs, how to trade REITs, how to invest in REITs, what are REITs, how do you invest in REITs in other countries. If you want to know, if you're interested in that, comment REITs below, and I'll try to make an online course, probably for 2 to 3 hours, a primer on what REITs are. Then second one is, I have two online courses. One is with Chinkitan. It's in the description also below. It's called Stock Market for Everyone. You can click that if you want to learn the stock market via Tagalog course. I also have a book, 5 books already. They're all on Shopee. There's 2 links for you to be able to order. One is via the Shopee link, and that's one of the easiest ways to do it. If your area is not covered by Shopee, if you are from another country or another province that's not covered by Shopee, there's another link beside that. Click that. That's our online store also. It will allow you to order, and it will be sent most likely after the lockdown already. Then I have a third online course. It's with Sean C. It's called Make Money, Grow Money. It's business, entrepreneurship, investing, stocks. And there's Sean made a lockdown promo. You could click that also if you want to enroll and avail of that lockdown promo as well. So I guess those are all my announcements. This Saturday and Sunday, we will have more guests in the vlog. And aside from having more guests in the vlog, we're going to have more stocks that I'll analyze for you guys as well. So I hope this gave a lot of value to all of you. And there, this will probably be out around 10, 11, and I don't know if people are watching that on a holiday, but I hope you do. I hope you educate yourself. I hope you build and learn some more. So that's it for now. This is Marvin Germo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.